Okay, so yeah, it took some work, guys. I gotta tell you, it took some work to pull this story out. But I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Okay, so we have in the past here existence, and I see this, and this. Oh, look at this! Look at this, guys! I just now saw this. It's the same leaf. It's the same little plant. Oh, amazing. Okay. So that really goes along well. That's like a little confirmation of the story I put together here. So in the past, this is called existence. And this card talks about, realizing how important you are in the whole scheme of things. That it's almost like, life couldn't be without you, right? It's like that kind of importance. And that might be, who knows, right? The whole scheme of things. But, and I get called to this imagine card, right? This is the, environment, right? This is the energy that we're in. And this is like, imagine what you want, right? And you are the magician here. You became the magician. You realized your importance. I think, though, that consciousness, right? That realization, you're kind of, it's kind of hard for you to hold on to it. But this is, the fact that this came out over top of this magician, this is saying, anything is possible right now, right? Imagine it. Imagine it. Because, like we have this same color of blue in this consciousness card, which is your air element, right? So anything you think about can come into being. And that's kind of scary too, right? That whatever we think about is going to be manifested. But don't let that scare you, right? And I don't think it necessarily is. I think that you're very connected, right? I guess I'm going to go this way. You're very connected. You're very aware of your thoughts, right? Because we've got the Ace of Air and then the King of Air. And though all of this air, this is Mercury, which is very airy, kind of, concerns me a little bit. So, I do definitely recommend making sure that you are grounding, because we don't have any grounding cards. We don't have any earth showing up here. We do have it at the bottom of the deck with conditioning, right? With the Devil card, which is Saturn. That is that, the restrictions, right? The restriction that you're feeling, because as it goes through the last part of Capricorn, it's really that's going to intensify. I see you as receiving downloads, though, right? And having great judgment. You're using your logic. You're very I feel like you've mastered the air element here. You've mastered the thought. We have thinker here at the bottom of the deck as well. Even more air. And it's even over here on this side of things, right? So, but all of that thinking, right? We have all these boxes. We have this box around your head here in the subconscious, because when we are, too logical, it can actually box us in, right? So, yeah, okay. Here to the present. The double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. And then we have the Three of Cups, Three of water, celebration. And I feel like, you know, she's got her eyes closed here. I feel like once again, you're really connected. I feel like this is like communion with spirit. I think this is about being present, finding the beauty in your surroundings, right? Just celebrating your connections with people, right? And like we see this, you know, it's like it's storming, it's raining. And I think that this rain comes into, right? Yeah. So we see raindrops coming down, and this raindrop falls off of this leaf here. And this kind of looks like the drop to me, right? Like this is what's being passed down to you, and then this is the drop. And look, we see salamanders. It's funny how you guys keep on showing up in other cards, like other signs cards. Right? This is Pisces. This is a Pisces. And, you know, I get Pisces from this Imagine card too. You know, that's where Neptune is. And Neptune rules Pisces. So that's definitely coming into play here. This is Mercury. Mercury in Cancer. So, you know, this is your communications with loved ones, but I also feel like, you know, just this energy of, you know, being present, being you. I don't think you're trying to complicate things too much. And I think that that's actually pulling people in. Right? This is like, and this is what you're consciously moving towards, right? You're part of a team of souls, call in support. And I think you're wanting to connect with, you know, your soul family. There might be a certain someone that you're wanting to connect with. And I think that that's part of this, you know, all this air as well. I think that, you know, there is this, you're conflicted about it, right? You're kind of making comparisons. And you know, am I good enough? You know, well, this person is like this, and I'm like this. And, you know, it's just different, right? And that's the shift in thinking that needs to happen. Yeah, because I see down here in the subconscious, we have the 5 of water clinging to the past, right? This conditioning where, you know, you didn't fit in, you know, and you've realized that you don't fit in, right? You are different, but it's beautiful. But in your subconscious, you're still seeing your old self. You're still being painted by those old thoughts and ideas. And I see this as like a mirror behind you. And that you're not really, you know, you need to kind of remove the box, right? Look in the mirror. And, you know, I'm pulled to like the lips that are here, and how when there's a flaw that we see in ourselves, when we look in the mirror, we tend to look right at that flaw, right at that thing that we don't like about ourselves. And that's all we can see. But that's not how other people look at us. Other people look at the whole picture, right? There's lots of cracks here. So I feel like this is crumbling away because of your conscious shift in thinking, right? Rather, you're consciously seeing that those differences are actually, you know, supporting each other, right? Where you might be more flexible because you're a mutable sign. Somebody else can be a little bit more solid and kind of like, you know, when the wind's blowing, you know, hold you steady, right? But you're more flexible, therefore you can think of new ideas of how to deal with the wind and the rain, right? These things that are causing discomfort. So I really advise you, I feel like this is a suggestion from Spirit because we do have Well and Orca elders here. One of the things is diving deep. I feel like, look in the mirror, right? And zoom out a little bit. Look at the whole picture. Because that's how other people see you. And they see who you are on the inside, right? When we are looking in the mirror, our face is static. We're not talking, we're not moving, we're not interacting. That changes the shape of our face. So just for some reason, I'm feeling like, this picture that you've had of yourself in the past subconsciously is holding you back. And this is encouraging you. And I feel like there are other souls that you're connecting with in your subconscious. And this is connecting with Spirit. Once again, communion with Spirit, right? Downloads that are changing this. There's this sparkle. Once this image of yourself from the past finally cracks open, right? That's when we find our true selves again, right? This sparkle in the sky, and we're bringing it down to earth in our current lives. This is touching this past lives here, right? Clinging to the past lives. And this is in the water element, right? So this is like, you're really tuning in psychically to, and this is the Two of Fire, which is the Two of Wands. And sometimes that can be soulmate for me. And with this past lives, I can't help it. Plus the Three of water here, soul family, star family, right? Like, you've really seen yourself, right? And this is kind of like we're in this place of dealing with the final bits of dealing with our past, right? Because we're looking at the possibilities of the future. We're looking towards the future at the same time. Making our plans. And this is like unknown, right? Really like tuning into that because, in the Eight of Water, in a traditional deck, we have that person walking off towards the moon. It's kind of an unknown thing. What's going to happen? And you're trying to see what the possibilities are, but ultimately we don't know. I think this is an auspicious sign that we have the salamander here. I think there have been some remnants. And that's where we let go, right? This is what was comfortable for us. And we're just going to let go, right? Become part of the greater, of the one, our consciousness. And of course, when we do that, it's like, ripples, this ripple effect. And I feel like this joyousness in this card, this letting go, because, it's like I look at this control card here, right? And then the letting go, this being in the head, and then finally like moving with your heart. letting go of the control. I don't necessarily feel bad from this, right? It's not like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be a thinker. Yeah, I'm a Gemini. I can't I can't knock that stuff, but I think that you're going to find by moving from the heart, right? By being bold, letting go, and getting out there, that there's this freedom that comes with it, right? All right. Let's get a piece of art from the art book. And then we'll get closing guidance, which I won't be reading from a book. And then we'll take a quick look. Yeah, Spirit instructed me to just wing it. So, for Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius. Okay, to the right. The Invisibles. Interesting. And then we have woman with a red mask over here. I have never pulled this up before. This is Tangi. And you know, I'm getting like this star family, right? This soul family that you're, you know, kind of pulling in. And look, they're all holding like, or they're attached to some kind of like shape, right? This is like all the missing pieces, right? The different pieces that we all contribute to the whole. That's what I'm seeing here anyway. But you can't see them yet, right? And then we've got this woman with the red mask. That's it. This is the grounding, right? And this is like, once again, you know, it's like the invisibles, right? It's somebody who wears a mask at this point in time, and whether that's you or someone else, right? Ready to show their face, come out, right? Let go, pull off the mask. You know, they're playing music here. God, that's beautiful. Just pulled to like how, you know, this is kind of like gray. And then this is like, all this color. That balance, right? This is like the air element. Then this is like this. Interesting. I think it can be like these downloads that you're getting too, and then needing to ground it into the earth.